Hi, welcome back to Second Blossom Creative. Do you feel like your hands just don't move like they used to and I'm finding it more difficult to craft? Well, today I'm going to show you 4 simple card designs that you can make in a short amount of time with just a few supplies. We're going to start off with a 8.5 by 11 piece of regular cardstock. It's a 65-pound cardstock. We're going to start off first by cutting that in pieces for our base. And our card is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're going to start off with our long side and cut it at 5 1/2. Will give us 2 pieces. Then our other one, we won't even need to cut our other one because it's already at 4 1/4. So we'll simply just fold those in half, push it down. If you do have some hand mobility issues, you can always take a clamp with a piece on the end of it, line your card up where you want it to fold, and then just go along with that, and that will help fold it a little bit easier. So then you have your card base. And then for our inside base, we're going to cut the same piece of paper, but this time we are going to cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. And if you do have hand mobility issues, you can always use a pool noodle to push your cutter. So then our next one, we're going to make it 4 at 4. And there we have our card base. So now for our first card, we are going to use some puffy paint, or you can use any other color kind of paint you want. I have green, a pink, and a purple. And the other thing we're going to use is some bubble wrap. This is my bubble wrap. You just attach it with a rubber band to a toilet paper tube, and you have an easier way to be able to make your textures. So I'm just gonna kind of put my textures on, my colors on there that I want. In different spots. And then I'm going to take my bubble wrap, and I'm just going to start bubble wrapping, making the different textures on my bubble wrap. You just set that aside and let it dry. Some flower stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree. I have a die cut sentiment that I have that I'm going to use. That I also got from the Dollar Tree that are stickers that will match those colors really good. So our next step is we're just going to take our sentiment. I think we're going to put that towards the middle. So I'm going to take some of my glue. I'm going to put it a little bit under in the center, right a little bit underneath his wings. Hold that for a few seconds, put that down. And I like this pink flower, I think, on that. You could use whatever color flower you want. There again, it's got some foam tape on the back that will stick to the card if you can't use glue. But I'm going to go ahead and glue it down just to make sure it stays secure. I'm going to put that down right there at the corner. And our card base is done. So now we're just going to take our card here. And I'm going to use glue, but you can also use a tape runner if you want. Just go around the edges to make sure it's secure. And then I'm going to center it in the middle of my card. And let that set. And there's our card. You can stop there, or if you want to, you can add some embellishments to it. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have some green sequins here. I'm just going to put some glue dots on my card in a few places. I try to use odd numbers if you're going to put any kind of embellishments on it. It just kind of balances it out. And then I'm going to take my tweezers with my hair roller that I've modified and just get my sentiments out, my little out there. And there we have our card. Our next card that we're going to leave that, set that aside, let it dry. Our next card we're going to use some ink pads. I like this distressed ink from Tim Holtz. I do get those from Amazon, which I am an associate, so, and I have the smaller ink pads. Those will be down in the link of my yellow, and do the same thing. Description. You just take your ink pad and you just put it in some different places. And then I'm going to add some green. Large rose. And just put some glue on it. I'll put this down at the bottom corner. I have this big butterfly here. I'll do the same thing. I'm going to kind of lift this up a little bit. One nice thing about if you use glue, you can lift up your die cuts a little bit to make them so you can put things underneath there. There, I'm going to stick that butterfly right there. I have a nice little sentiment here that says follow your dreams. And put some glue on here. And there your background is finished. Now all you need to do is mount it to your card. You'll just take your base, add some glue or your tape runner. And your card is finished. I'm going to put a couple elements on here. With some glue. Okay, our next card for our background, we're going to do some ink smushing. So basically what that is I'm going to take my distressed ink again and the different colors that I want to use. I do use this plastic mat. It's a cutting mat that you can purchase at the Dollar Tree. Oh crap. You just put some of your ink on your mat that you want. And it's hard to see, but you'll see it with some colors better than others. And then you take a little spray bottle with some water and spray that on there. And there's where you can kind of see your ink a little bit. You don't want to saturate it, you just want to get it a little wet till it kind of bubbles up. And then you just stick your card in it. You can kind of let it run in different places to get it kind of a textured look. And then you just take a paper towel, wipe your surface when it's dry, and then you can take your paper towel and kind of dab it so it dries a little faster. This one here I did a little ahead of time, which I did a little bit more extra smushing on this one. And this one I just took some stickers that I get from the Dollar Tree again. They have some with these different designs, and you can also get them at Hobby Lobby. So I did this ahead of time. I put this little sunflower sticker here that says happy. And then I have these paper packs that you can get at Dollar General. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. This is the one I'm using for this one. It has a lot of different papers in it that you can use for your cards. I cut some strips that were the same length as my base, which is 4, and they were about 3/4 of an inch, and I thought the yellow would look nice. So I'm just going to put some tape, or use a tape runner, or you can use the glue like I'm doing here. Line that up at the bottom, or you can, I'm going to leave a little bit of an edge there showing on my green paper behind it. And then we're going to put the second one up above on the top. We're going to do the same thing. And just center that on your card, and that's done. On this one here, instead of the green sequence, I've got this multicolored sequence here. The other thing is, if you have a hard time with your paper sticking with your hands, you can also use this brayer, which I've customized with a pool noodle so it's easier for your hands. And all you got to do is just, when you go to glue your card down after you get it on the paper, you can use that brayer to roll around it, so that helps maybe get your paper to stick a little bit better without having to push on it so hard if you have problems with hand mobility. I have these multicolored pieces of sequence, and I'm just going to put a couple of those on my picture. And our last and final card we're going to do is using paper to just make a design. You can use up, if you have any scrap papers, I always keep scrap papers because I love scrap paper. And so this again came from a paper pad that I have here that I'm going to use. This is a Paper Studio paper pad that came from Hobby Lobby. I just cut just random strips because I didn't really have any strips that I had. So I have two different colors here. And then it's just a matter of taking them and gluing them down. I'm leaving a space in between mine. You can leave a big space, small space, or you can put them all together like that. And then after you have all those glued down, you'll have some pieces that are extra over the setting over the edge, and all you'll do is you will just take your paper cutter or scissors and just cut around the edge to make it so they're all even. And then that'll leave you with a pattern like that. This one here, I'm going to use some more of those die cuts from Hobby Lobby. I like these little older fashioned die cuts. They're kind of cute. There again, you can use your brayer if you don't want to use your hands to make it a little bit easier to adhere those to the paper. I have this little flower here. I'm going to stick, lift that up, sticking that behind this little lady here. And then I'm going to take my darker one and I'm going to put that underneath there too. Let's see, I think I'm just going to put it that way. So then I'm just going to glue those down now that I know where I want them at. I have this one. And just tuck in right there. Okay, I'm going to put this little die cut flower rose up at the top corner. And then I have another sentiment here that says, enjoy every moment. And some glue on here. And there, I've got that on there. And another thing that I was going to show you is that if you take a pool, if you have problems with your fine motor skills and you can't grab things, if you take a paper clip and stick it in your pool noodle, you can put that on there and it will hold it. So you can at least place your stuff on there, and then once you get it down, you can move it where you need to keep it down. Again, we're going to use our brayer. To push all of our pieces down. And on this one here, I'm going to put some little decorative shiny jewels. We're going to put one here. Another thing you can use for these smaller ones, if you would like to, they do have a thing that you can use, that you usually use for the diamond art, that have little wax tips on them and they look like a pin. And those are good for picking up all these jewels too. And those you can order off of Amazon also. It's called a pick tool. And that card is done. We have made 4 different cards using 4 different methods of backgrounds. If you've been following my channel, you notice that I've put some shorts on there talking about different DIY backgrounds. So this is just kind of a way that you can make your own cards for whatever holidays or anything that you want. You can put your own colors and customize them however you want. They make good projects for those people with the hand mobility issues and don't have as much dexterity. You can use the tweezers with the grips on them, the pool noodle for the paper clip, and the brayer that has the customized pool noodle handle. Thank you for watching. Well, I hope you enjoyed those simple card designs, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of designs you come up with. I would love to see them in the comments. So if you just think you can't craft anymore, you can craft. You just have to learn how to adapt the crafting that you do. Come back next time and we'll do another easy project